Do you have any question? Nikhil?
No, I did not actually practice last weeks, but I went over uh, the recording. From last week, we wanted to see how to feed the data into the application. That part we left from. You said we
No, no,
will check.
no. We completed that one. Let me share.
Oh, with the data provider. Okay, okay.
Yeah, we completed that one as
Yeah,
well.
okay, okay. Yeah, then otherwise nothing else.
Yeah, the data provider one I have told you. I mean, that Excel, plain Excel, you don't need to use. One second, no. I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen? I hope
Not
I'm
yet.
sharing. Okay. This is sufficient Printa for you, okay, at the moment. Like you
Okay,
just need to, if you know how to use, how to make use of data provider, that would be enough. Okay,
okay.
which we discussed already. And okay, today we will talk about this event listeners. Okay, I will share you this link. So event listener means nothing but like generally in Selenium, we have couple of things, right? Like before find element, get, and what else? Like we have quite a lot of things, right? Like for closing the driver, we have close, we have quit driver, right? Yes or no? There are a couple of actions we perform, right, in Selenium, like click, send keys, right?
Yeah. This is
So
different from that before method after that. Those are all for methods, and this is for
that is
yeah.
the one which you're saying is different. Okay, don't worry
Oh,
about these things. I'm generally asking like we do get title, okay, we do click, we do send keys, uh, we do couple of actions in Selenium, right?
mhm.
Generally. So we also say like every time a driver dot find element like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, uh, so we have something called WebDriver listener. Okay. So what that do is you can basically write something or um, do something basically. Let's say you have this before get and after get here. Do you see this?
Mhm.
The before get means before you go to the URL, if you want to do something
Okay.
here, you can write the logic here. Here, I mean, we generally don't write anything special. We can write some logs or else like we can write something else. Okay. So
Okay.
here they have simply written one log saying like navigating to some URL. Okay.
Okay.
Before navigating to URL. So before we hit the URL, this piece of code will be executed.
Okay.
Once we hit the URL, if you want to perform any other thing, you can use after get. Okay. So
Mhm.
it's like a event basically. Before you hit the URL, what should happen? After you hit the URL, what should happen? Okay. So best example I can give is right now what's happening is our execution is going very fast, isn't it? So
Mm.
to slow down it a bit, what we can do is here we can say before you find the element, we can write one thread dot sleep of 1 second. So what happens before finding any element? It's gonna wait 1 second. That way we are making our execution somewhat slower, isn't it?
Yeah.
So before finding any element, it's gonna wait 1 second. Like between each step, you'll be having 1 second time now. Okay. So it's like not hard coded wait. It's like we have defined that 1 second wait in one place, and it will be wherever you use find element, that 1 second wait is applicable
Okay.
before clicking or before finding the element. Okay.
Okay. So instead of writing it with the sleep statement, we are doing this.
No, I'm just giving you an example. If you want to slow down the execution, some you say like it was very fast, right? So
Yeah.
you can make the execution somewhat like human kind of thing. Like you can make it a little slower by writing some thread dot sleep of 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, you can make it somewhat slower. So you can write some code, basically any code you can write. Okay.
Okay.
In general, we don't write any code here. But I mean, if you have any particular thing, you can do it. So I have given you a good example, right? Wherein you can, let's say you complain like execution is going very fast. You want to slow down it. So then you can add in the before find element, you can add one thread dot sleep of 1 second so that between each step, I mean, before finding any element, it's gonna wait 1 second and then it will find element.
Okay.
Okay. Log. Let me copy this one. I've given you that URL. Okay.
Okay. Did you? Okay. This chat is.
I'm just copying it and I will name it anything. They have named it. You can name any class basically here. Okay. This one can be anything. Actually, all these methods, right? They are present in this WebDriver listener. It's the interface basically. In interface, we can define only abstract methods. Abstract method means methods which doesn't contain any body. So for those body, uh, I mean for those abstract methods, we have to implement them. So where do you implement? In your class, you can implement. Implementation means nothing but providing the body like this. So in this
Okay.
WebDriver listener, they'll be like this. Here they'll be having semicolon here. They won't be having any body. Okay.
Okay.
In this WebDriver listener. So we are implementing it here. Implementing means nothing, but you can write some logic basically. Okay. I will show you. I'm gonna create one class. I'm gonna paste it. Log. Let me rename the class. Save it. So you can see here, all these are like not implemented actually. I mean, we can override the implementation. Nothing not implemented basically. These are all default methods. You can see, look at the syntax, not implemented. And they are not implemented. So we are implementing in this particular class, all those methods. Okay. Here, what I do is, I don't know this log. Instead, I will say log.info. Instead, I will say system dot out dot println.
So what is that log.info?
It's like logging. Basically, it will write. Uh, you can ignore this for now. Logging means nothing but you can like when you execute something, right? You can create some logs basically like I will tell you. Logs means nothing but like when you run some execution, right? It will you can generate some logs like before going to URL, or you can say like okay before calling method, and then you can um
Yeah, but don't we have to use the same statement like log.info?
no, not needed, not needed. They have given it. I mean, their code is not even working. They have just written it for example sake. Okay.
Okay.
For using logger, we have log4j. Okay. This is the dependency that we need to use. So using this log4j, we can generate some logs. Generating means nothing, but it won't generate automatically. We have to write logs.
Yeah, yeah.
Say when you go to some URL, you have to say like log.info, going to this URL like that. That way you can I mean, that way you can do some logs. Okay. Generate some
Okay.
logs to some file so that what happens? Let's say if you have a huge project, if it is failing somewhere, you can figure out where it failed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Here they have written it somewhat wrong. We will see this log over the time. Okay, so instead of log, I have simply written the system.out.println. Okay.
Okay. So you are keeping this in a separate class, so this gets executed
Hmm.
whenever some test.
I will show you how to do that. We have to. This is like a event listener. So
Okay.
so now we have created a listener. Now we have to listen. Now we have to create object for this listener, and we have to send it to the WebDriver. Okay, there are a couple of steps. I will show you. So once we did this, okay, let's assume like once you have written code, see these are all events. If you look at properly, before find element, after find element. In Selenium, we do find element, right? So
Yes, yes.
before you find the element, what you need to do, after you find the element, what? In
Okay.
Selenium, we have get text. So before you get text, what you want to do, after you get is enabled, we have like, and is selected, we have get attribute, get tag name, clear, or to clear the input box, send keys, send some text, submit, click, and before any web element call. There are quite a lot of methods we have in Selenium. Like
So this list
include,
includes
yeah,
all the methods?
yes. Mostly all the methods.
Okay.
Get window handle. We have talked about window handling, right?
Yeah.
We have handled the windows. So you quit the drive before quitting the driver, before closing the driver, getting the page source, get before finding the element, like that, before getting the title, after getting the title. Yeah, not everything, but yeah, it got quite a lot of day-to-day things. Okay.
Okay.
Now, 1 second. Okay. So once we have created our listener, so in our driver setup, what we have to do is we have to um, modify few things. Modifying few things in the sense like for the above class which we created, we have to create the object. Okay, that's the one thing. And second thing is um, we have to use this. We have to create object for event fighting decorator. This is an inbuilt class of Selenium.
Okay.
And for this event finding decorator, we have to pass the event listener, which we created here. Okay, object of this. Okay.
Yeah.
Once we do that, with this decorator, we have to say like decorator dot decorate. We have to decorate our WebDriver. Decorating means nothing but now it will listen to the events that we mentioned here. Okay, I will show you. Let me copy this. I will explain you one by one. All these things are not needed. Let's stick to our plain things like WebDriver is equal to Chrome driver, which we generally do, right? Then this is our class which we just created here, okay, where we did added these things.
Okay.
Then yeah, I didn't, okay. Then we have this event filing dictator, which is coming from again Selenium. Let's hover on it. Let's import this. Yeah, I have imported it. See here we have it only these things. Firstly, we have created our object. I mean Chrome driver like this. Second thing, we have created event listener object here. Okay, you can see here. Okay.
Mhm.
Third thing, this event listener, we have to create one more object called object for event filing decorator, and we have to pass this event listener to it. Okay, that's what we're
Okay.
here. Finally, we have to use this decorator variable, and we have to call one method called decorate. Okay, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
decorate our web driver. Decorating means nothing but now it will start listening to the events that we mentioned here.
Okay.
Okay, so now WebDriver, when it performs any event like we use this variable and we perform some operations, right? Like find element like that, get, click. So uh, when we perform some action, it will listen to the events which you mentioned here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you use it? Now we have created a WebDriver. Now what we say is, let's write some sample tests here. Public void will form. Okay, test. Okay, now I will use this one only. Okay, which we did last time. And here we can say web driver equals to. So here we are returning the driver, right? So you have to just say create web driver. You have to call this method. So this is nothing but decorated or decorate driver. And this decorate method will return one web driver. That's why we have created the return type as web driver. And since our return type is web driver, so like you have to know like, I mean, if you want to know what is the return type, you have to hover on the method.
You know, Tim, a
Look at
Phoenix
here.
woman is facing a murder charge after.
Look at here. If you hover on this decorate method, what is the return type here? Web driver. That's why I have kept the web driver. Let's say this decorate method says here void. I have to keep it void like that. Okay.
Okay.
You know the return types, right? You know return types, right?
Yeah, if you hover over it, it'll say, right?
Yeah. No, generally return types mean nothing but void, string like that, public void.
Yeah,
Void
yeah.
means
Even when
nothing we are
finding
going to
element and
return.
storing,
Yeah. If you write string here, you have to pass some, return some string basically, okay? Like return, after you perform some, after you write some logic here, after you write some logic here, let's
mm-hmm.
say string name is equals to Karthik. And name equals to car. Let's say, and you have output. Let's say this is our logic, okay? Simple logic, okay? Where we combining the names, okay? Now you want to return this. What is happening here?
The spelling is not that. The
Okay,
last
okay,
name.
okay. So we are returning output of output. I mean, we have generated some output. You want to send this output to, you want to return this output so that whoever calls this method, they can use the output. Okay. So
Okay.
when I create some method like when I create some method here, I can use the output of this method and I can perform something, anything it might be. Okay. So I can perform something like, let's say I will be calling like this. So what is get data returning to me? You can see here string is a string it is returning. So I can store string data, some variable name you can say, and you can perform any operation on it, like anything basically. System dot out dot println. I will say like data dot to uppercase. Okay, so you can do something about it. Okay,
Okay.
likewise you can perform, you can write number, I mean integer, boolean, double, anything. And once you perform the logic, you have to return the data. I mean return it, and you have to use that return. It's like, let's say if you this is like a calculator method which takes two inputs. Okay, and you'll be saying like operation, like let's say um, int num1, int num2, and you'll be saying you'll be returning the say let's take like string op. Okay, so you'll be passing the uh, data here, like, and you'll be getting the output here, right? That's how calculate. When we pass some input, we'll be getting output. So it's like a generic method. We have written some logic. After logic executes, we will get some output, and we are passing that output here. Okay,
Okay.
like that way you can think. Okay,
Okay.
so return types are nothing but it will be useful for generating some output, and you return that output so that when somebody can call this method and they can use that output. Okay, use that output.
You have
Clear, right?
given that arguments, right, for that get data int num1.
Huh.
You can
Hmm.
give any number of arguments, the parameters.
You can call any number of times like that.
Oh,
So that's the beauty of it. Like you can call any number of it. Or you can pass anything, something else.
oh,
Multiply, multiply. Okay, like this. You have to write the logic, of course. Okay.
okay.
If op dot equals ignore case, can say like this. Add. I will write some logic here. Return num1 plus num2. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
In this case, it is method return type changes to int. Okay,
Yeah.
because output will be integer, right? Here, num1 plus num2, like
Mhm.
that. Okay. Um, Default output we can say like int output default output is equal to 0. Default user will get 0 in case if any operation doesn't match to the if conditions. Okay. Else if we can write multiply, multiply. Okay. And that's all. You see now, here we have to see here get data returns what? It's gonna return us integer kind of data, right? So we have to change it accordingly here.
Okay.
String. It's gonna return us integer data, right? If you hover on it, you look at this. It's gonna return integer data, right?
Yeah.
Output as integer, right? So that's what. Okay.
Okay.
You're understanding, right? Return
Yeah.
types. Return types are very important concept. And now if I run it, I'm gonna the okay, here we have errors. Okay. You have to learn Java, then Selenium will be easy for you.
Okay.
Okay. Now here we can you can do anything with the output you got. Okay. I'm doing this output data plus data one. Okay. Now, if when you execute, you'll be getting the result of it. You see, we got the output as 14.
Okay.
So you can perform, you can, once you can use their logic, you can get the output, and you can do something about it. Like you can, if you want to know more about this, you can think of like this get balance, wherein you pass the account number and you pass the password and you get the balance
Okay.
like that. Real world scenario. If you want to insert some money, you can say insert amount, and you can write some logic and it will insert. For inserting kind of post kind of operation, we generally don't return anything. We will keep it void. Right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you look at this one, this create web driver, which we created here. We have declared this, I have explained this one. We have created object for all these things. And we have this event firing decorator in Selenium. So it will take the event listener, this event listener. Okay. And this can be any class. Okay. This can be any class, by the way. You can name it any class. Okay. Anything. Okay. And you
Yep.
have to just implement these methods. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. This can be any class. You can name it anything. Okay.
So where do you keep this class under test folder or?
I have just kept it for demonstration, but I have kept it on the test case itself.
But usually, I mean, where does it go? Resources or utility?
Usually you can go for in base test, in tests only you can keep it.
Okay.
Okay. Or else you can create altogether separate package for driver. I mean, for driver management, you can create altogether separate package.
Okay.
Okay. Wherein you can keep the base test and this class and all those things. Okay.
Okay.
I will tell you how to do those things. Let's understand this concept. So you can see here we did these things. These two are clear, right, for you? 118, 119. 118, 119 clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Event firing decorator. This is nothing but this is one more class in Selenium. We created object for it as well. You can see here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 120, when you write 119, 120 has to go with it.
120 is the main thing here. Okay. 119 also main thing. So once we write 120, we have to create the object of, we have to give the object of this 120, 119 to this 120 here.
Okay.
Okay. And then in this event firing decorator, we have one method called decorate. Okay. And what we have to decorate? We have to decorate our driver variable.
Okay.
So that once when we decorate this driver variable, it will start listening to all the events that we mentioned here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
This will be activated. Like when you say driver dot get, so if you have mentioned any event here, it will execute.
Okay.
So now you see here, when we run, we will be getting couple of println statements here. You see here, you see how many how many logs we got here? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Before calling get method, we have not written anything. Before calling WebDriver method, before navigating to URL, before navigating to URL, before finding element, before finding the element. Do you see how much
Okay.
we got? You can write some logs as well using this one like this. Some console logs like this. Okay.
Okay.
You see before finding this element. This way you can easily know what's happening, right? After finding the element like that.
Okay.
Now what we do is it was very fast, right? Now let's make our thing a little slow, okay? So how do you do that? I told you last time. You just go to the find element, before find element method. Where is the before find element? This is the before find element. So what we do is let's add a wait here. Sleep duration dot of seconds 1. Try catch. Yeah. So we have just written 1 second wait here. Okay.
Mhm.
Now observe it. When we run it, now see the beauty here. You see now execution is slow. Do you see that?
Mhm.
How cool it is now?
Oh, before each element it waits. Okay.
It is waiting 1 second. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
Now you can see what's happening at each step
Yeah.
visual. So you can write something like this is a simple example.
Mhm.
Likewise, you can think of something. I don't know much, but yeah, we can think of something and we can write some logic here. Okay.
Okay. Usually we'll use all these before, after, or as
No, no,
needed.
no, no, no. We won't use it. We can use it for logging. Here we can write some log statements so that logs can be recorded in some file, and we can use that logs for performing some operation. I mean,
Okay.
performing some operation in the sense like for analyzing when there's some failure. You get
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the one I thought of discussing from long time. Now you understood, right? What to do with this one, what to do, what not to do with this one. Something you got some context what's going on here.
Yeah. We can also pick like whatever we need and then just use it also, right? Instead of
Sorry,
having,
we can.
like, if I want to just call find element.
Let's say before you let's take one more example. Before you send keys, okay, before you send keys, uh, okay, you can see this here. Before
Mhm.
you send keys, what you want to do is you want to clear the input. Okay,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
we generally do it, right? So you can write it globally rather writing in each and every place. I
Okay.
mean, rather
Okay.
writing each and every place before here, clear and all, before each statement for
Mm-hmm.
all the locators, you can write it in one place now.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay, you can say here element this one dot clear. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if there's any pre-filled text, it will clear it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Got it. Got it.
So we can think of some scenarios like that, and we can do it. I really like this slow execution one. Selenium executes very fast, right? So I I would like to use this kind of sleep between each step. Okay, so you
Yeah.
can also do that. That adds more value, and when you're demoing to someone, it makes more sense, right? You can
Yeah.
look at what's going on. Hmm. Let me know if you have any. That's all I prepare for this class. If you want to know anything else, we will do that. If you want to integrate this create WebDriver in our in the base test, what you have to do is um, you have to this class we have to bring it here. So may change the name of the class. Now, once we have it here, we have to slightly change our logic here. Hmm, this one goes here, then this one also goes here, And here after you declare your driver, you have to say this thing. Here also same thing. Once you declare your driver, you have to decorate it. So now, yeah, I have made the change. Okay, here can refer the recording. Okay, so we have just added those two lines here. Okay, on the top,
Mm-hmm.
and we have moved that class here. Okay, let's fix this class. It's saying some error. Where is the error? Okay, what's the problem here? Okay, Java version. Okay, here I'm using Java 15, Java 1.8. Okay, in Java 15, we should it's saying there's nothing. This was duplicated, so you have to write in milliseconds. Okay, and don't use this Java 1.8. Okay, you have to use Java 11 minimum. Okay,
Okay.
minimum Java 11. Selenium supports Java 11 minimum. Okay,
Okay.
and here what error we are getting? Base error. In the imports we have one error. Okay, this one. Okay, we have decorated our driver. All I did is like I just pasted those two lines here. After
Mm-hmm.
pasting those two lines, I have once I declared my driver here, I have just decorated it here. Okay, same
Okay.
as well here, decorated my driver, Firefox driver, decorated my Safari driver, decorated my default. By default, we are taking Chrome only, so decorated my Chrome as default. So now when we use it our here, let's see if let's copy the test which we have written here somewhere. Copy this. Let's try in this project. Homepage test. Let's say. Let's paste it here. And we don't need to do this one because we are already getting the driver from base test here. Let's see if we run it, it will work. Not. It was pretty fast. It means it didn't work. Huh? Let me check one more time. It was kind of slow or fast. I didn't wasn't getting it. Let's cross check
But
it.
it was not like slow enough like the previous time.
Okay. So this decorated driver, this is okay. Decorate. Okay, I understood it. So we have to do one more thing is let me just write like this before each again because this decorator gonna return the I mean this again the driver. We have to put this driver basically. Okay,
Okay.
and that's all. Now it should work fine. If I'm let's go to this login page test, home page test. Yeah, now it's working, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's say, let's test it for edge. If you want to test it for edge, hmm, oh, it's still opening Chrome only. Okay. 1 second. Base test. What we did here? Firefox. Oh, we didn't return edge here. We didn't return edge driver here in the if conditions. Okay,
Okay.
that's why edge is not open. Let's write Firefox, but first Firefox, do I have? No, I don't have Firefox.
It's fine. It means it's going to be the same, right?
Yeah, you can, yeah, it should be same. If you face any issues, you can let me know, okay?
Okay.
But concept is all clear, right?
Yeah.
If you don't understand, you better go through it and you can get back to me. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. All good then.
Yeah.
Bye, Sunita. Yeah,
Yeah.
take
Bye.
care.
Thank
Bye.
you.